It's time for Europe. We've been drawn out of the hat. You'll see who against in a moment because I've done a special little thing on the draw. Well, not that special, but you know, it's there. Because I didn't really know what I was doing, quite frankly, when we did it. But anyway, you'll find out who we've got. The games are back to back. We have no league game in the middle, so it'll be a European exclusive episode, and we'll probably be out by the end of it. I'll see you there. Okay, well, I thought being as we're in Europe, we'd come back for the draw for the first round that we're in, and we get all this fancy Dan stuff, which is a big part of the game this year. They're very proud of their UEFA licence. Personally, don't care. But it's just played a nice little bit of music at me, which if I'd been recording in time, I'd have got for you, assuming it's not copyrighted, of course. But yeah, coming in halfway through it would have been a bit weird. Right, let's just advance to our team. There we go. Oh, we've got Aberdeen. Aberdeen, of all people. Well, that should be an easy one. Oh, Scottish football is rubbish. One little thing I do want to point out while I have you here is I got a message. I don't know when it was. Must have been a while ago now because it's disappeared from my inbox. Telling me that the amount of staff members I could have has changed. And the observant amongst you, if you can see it, because it's not easy to see against that background and probably on the screen, will notice that now the number before the slash is the number of that member of staff we have. The number after it is the number we are allowed. You may be interested to note that we are not allowed any scouts. This is a bug. I did report it. Someone else had reported it before me. I sent them a screenshot. I don't know, being as you can also, well, you probably can't see behind me. Let me just move myself out the way temporarily. Normally, down here, it was saying this is a beta version. As you can see, that is gone. This is the full version of the game. So, whatever happened has not been immediately rectified, and what I didn't do before was ask the board for more scouts. Let's have a look and see. I don't even have the option to ask for anyone to scout. I can ask for more coaches. I cannot physically ask for any scouts. So at the moment, I have to hope that anyone who's here, and assuming that they get to the end of their contract, I won't be able to offer them a contract because we're not allowed any scouts, but I can get away with paying the ones we've got at the moment because the game will just let you keep on with the staff you have. And when their contracts run out, they'll go month to month, hopefully. If they don't go month to month and the game says you're not allowed any of them, they're gone, then what do I do? Because then I can't scout anyone except me looking through like all this lot, and it's all very well for the ones we know something about, but if I just do this and where are we? I mean, there's 14,500 people on here, and as you can see, all these ones, they're like a range. Could be anywhere in that range, and the dashes don't know at all. I would be shooting blind, basically, with trying to acquire new players. Moving on, we will come back for the first leg against Aberdeen. Here we go. Okay, Aberdeen, we're at home in the first leg. We have had one or two issues since you were last with us. Hopefully over the course of these couple of games I'll be able to fill you in on everything that's been going on. This is the lineup. One thing you may notice is a change of goalkeeper. Basically, Torkildsen keeps on annoying me by being rubbish. He'll have decent games, he'll have terrible games. Olsen Pettersson, despite the 5 goals he let in the one game I let him play last season, is just generally sort of more consistent. I can't believe we are. Okay, is there any point really putting this lot on the bench? Because none of them are fit, really, are they? But they can go. They can, they can fill a gap. Typical. I get 12 subs, and what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them shouldn't be playing football. I mean, there's an argument that everyone on this team shouldn't be playing football the way we've been going, but hey ho. Right, yeah. So, where to begin? I mean, basically, the dressing room is in a bit of upheaval. Mr. Moberg is at the heart of a lot of these things. He's being all upset. Oh, hello, we've got some music in the background. Right, well, let's get to the kickoff because I don't know how. Well, I mean, this is all lovely and official and everything. Really don't care. But anyway, yeah. So Moberg is getting bent out of shape that he's not playing, and he's one of our highly influential players, one of the real leaders of the team. Which is all very well because I can kind of contain that to him, and he wasn't that upset. And then next thing I know, the other two highly influential players come to me and say they don't like how I've been treating him and they think he should get more time. So I initially try and argue my case and say, well, I can't, if I do that, someone else is going to be upset and then you'll just be complaining about that. But they weren't having that argument, so it then gave me the option to say, all right then, I'll play him. Which I was kind of going to try and do a little bit more than I had been anyway. Oh, Scarlett! Oh, he's at the woodwork. Still in there. Can we? No. Oh my word. Right, end the highlight. No. Why do we never end highlights until they get a counter attack? There we go. You could have ended that a lot sooner than that. Yeah. So I tried that, and they were still having none of it. So yeah, now all three of my most highly influential players are somewhat miffed. They're not that bothered as bothered as they could be, but they're not really behind me. And unfortunately, they could all drag the rest of the dressing room with them. And then we have the issue of Rilwan Hassan, who hasn't really impressed that much when he's been in. And I have been playing him on the left-hand side. Oh, hello. Oh, my word. And then apparently I got a reminder that I'd promised to play him on the right. And, being as he's one of my wingers, he can play right-footed, so he could play on the right. So we shifted him out to the right. And then, why is this a counter-attack? Why do we start with the ball up that end and then it goes the other way? Go on, Scarnes. Oh, come on, Hansen, you're in. And you've scored! Cornelius Hansen. So yeah, anyway, then I get this message saying he's really not happy at the club. He's not settled. And I had a few options. One was to sign a friend for him. It's like, well, we want to ruin this squad, so that's not much point doing that, is it? And ultimately, we ended up saying, well, how about you go home for a bit? So he has beggared off to Nigeria for a month, which is part of the reason Scarnes is playing. That and popular demand, obviously. And also the fact, actually, that when Scarnes does get in, he does tend to actually play reasonably well, so I can't really complain. Oh, Hansen, missed. We'll be dominating this game pretty much, aren't we? The fans and the board are getting increasingly unhappy with the fact that we don't just lump the ball upfield and chase it. I mean, I know it must be absolute torture for them watching us pass it around nicely and create moves, but, well, they're going to have to live with it until they sack me, aren't they, basically? Um, and yeah, I've got various other members of the squad. I've got about 4 players now who aren't out of contract at the end of this season, but aren't looking to re-sign for us at all. They're out of contract at the end of next season, I think. And they're all just like, oh, I'm going to consider my options, which basically means they're buggering off. So I'm going to find replacements for all of that lot. But to be fair, I can probably find better players than them. And knowing that their wages are going to be up for grabs, and basically they will be put up for sale at the end of this season. So if anyone wants them a year early, they can have them, quite frankly. And we'll use the money to replace them with some actual talent that wants to be here. Right. Concentrating on this game a little bit. Is anyone... I mean, no one's really playing badly, are they? Cole Skogan probably needs to come off because he's a bit of a tired boy. Yeah, see, Wydell's not really fit, is he? Let's put Onyango on. Torsvik, our youngster, can go on, although he will be dropping back down to the second team or possibly the under-19s, can't remember which one he came from, when our new left-back turns up. Now, Hilton Nielsen is a bit of a tired boy as well, but we've got Rasmussen on the bench, and I don't want to do a triple sub, it's just in case someone gets crocked. So we'll wait a few minutes for that one. Okay, right, while it's doing that in the background, let's get Rasmussen on now. Oh, actually, no. Hilton Nielsen, you're going to stay on. Castro's going to come on because Vasberg is A, tired, and B, on a booking. And let's... Oh, no, I was going to praise him, but let's see the highlight first. I don't want to praise him for conceding a goal, do we? Rash. Alright, looks like the boys have gone into self... oh! 2-0, get in. Self 2-0. Oh dear, how to start a sentence and finish another one. Right, well, they've gone into sort of self-imposed time-wasting system. Right, now we can praise them, because now they're 2-0 up and have dominated the game. Although I think Aberdeen seem to have done a lot better in the second half, but they haven't really created anything we've seen. And the good thing is, away goals do not count in Europe anymore. So even if they score, which they just have, because why bother defending right at the end? That's not going to count for as much as it used to. Now we concede 1 goal in the away leg. It's penalties. As you can see the different little sort of thing. That looks different to normal. Again, I don't care. I don't see the point. I'm very disappointed we conceded that late goal, boys, but well done for winning. Yeah, I'm going to say it was an excellent win. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Right, well, before we come back for the second leg, I'll show you what's been happening in the league, because results have not been going our way, shall we say. But we'll have a quick run through that before we travel to the wilds of Scotland for the second leg. See you then. We've arrived in Scotland, it's time for the second leg, but before we do that, I will quickly run you through recent results. And the other thing to mention is I will try and remember at the end of the game to have a look and see who wins the Estoril Prior Glentoran tie, because that's who we will have in the next round if we get through. Now, I say if, and it is a big if, because now, what did you see last time? You saw these two, I think, didn't you? Yeah, you saw these 2 wins. Hasn't gone that well since. As you can see, we got beaten by Vålerenga. We scrambled a draw with a 93rd minute penalty against Kristiansund, who were 14th or something at the time, I think. Came from 3-1 down, having taken an early lead. Bodo Glimt wiped the floor with us. 3-0, easy win. I think that one I tried to do the defensive tactic again, and again it was pathetic. So I've given up on that entirely now. Mould, 90th minute winner. Rosenborg beat us comfortably. Lillestrøm, we did outplay, even, I mean, before they had the man sent off, we were the better side, I think. But it was a much needed win by that point. As you can see, we are sitting only 11th in the table. We're supposed to finish top half, which is 8th. We're only 2 points off, so a good run will be fine, and we're halfway through the season. And we don't look like we're in any danger of going down. We're 9 points clear of the drop. But form has just not been good. So we're on a little bit of a better run with this Europa League, or Europa Conference League result rather, and the previous league game. But we sort of seem to do fits and starts. Now then, Mura is a bit fitter, although he was kind of fit already, wasn't he? Now, we have a new arrival. John Kitolano is our new starting left back, because I think it was it Blomberg? Someone disappeared. Can't remember who. And I took the opportunity to sign this lad, 23 years old, little bit of room for improvement, very good already. And obviously Christensen is 35. He's out of contract at the end of the season. I'm not planning on re-signing him. And Torsvik is going to be sent back down a level. He's not now registered, I don't think, for the league, but of course he is registered for Europe, which Kitolano isn't, because he arrived after the registration we had to do for this round. If we get through, he will then be registered. Torsvik will drop out of the squad, because I still want Christensen around. He is that little bit better than Torsvik. Hassan has arrived back at the club and completely not match sharp, but at least here, I suppose. I don't know if there's any real reason to change that lineup. Everyone did pretty well last time, so I think we're just going to go with it. We've got pretty much everyone else on the bench that we would want. So if we want to change it up, presumably actually this is a 5-sub thing. I forgot that in the first leg. I'm so used to. It's this weird thing in the league. For some reason, we have only 3 subs. We had 5 in Division 1. I honestly do not know why we only have 3 in the top flight. It's bewildering. But here we go. They're lining up in a 4-1-4-1 sort of look. I mean, that doesn't quite look as we normally have it. I don't know. They seem to have dropped our wingers back a bit, but hey ho. Right, we've seen all this drivel, haven't we? Let's skip on. I don't normally skip, but I really don't need to see a referee picking up a ball, quite frankly. Oh, Olsen Pettersson. A good save. That would have been an early slip. Oh, I've headed it straight back out to him. Oh, Hansen, good work. I don't know quite what he was doing after that, but it was good work. Alright, bit of encouragement. That's typical. The one game I wanted to keep my eye on. Oh, there we are. 0-0. We're going to have to just check that later. I've got an idea to do just a little video about what I think will be some good quality of life improvements. Not having to watch if defenders pass that badly would be useful. Just some little suggestions as to how I think generally the more the user interface sort of side of things could be improved. Well, that was a wonderfully dull first half, and that suits me down to the ground. 0-0 is fine. Alright, I'm happy with how we've dominated possession. Kind of like to do something with it, but don't feel obliged. Yeah, there are just some things that I think would really certainly make my life easier if they were a thing. Oh, Rash! Oh, it's been fired over. I think Rash's shot might have been the better opt. sort of chance there. But right, well, let's give him a bit of encouragement again. Yeah, he's playing too badly. Oh, there you go, Christensen. Acres of space out there. Loses it. Brilliant. Okay. Right. Rash. Oh, whips it over. Skarnes. Oh, he's cracked it off the woodwork. It was almost another stunning goal from Skarnes. Now, those of you who are Skarnes fans, and I know there's at least one of you out there, will be delighted, I'm sure, to hear, as I look to bring the... do I look to bring him on? No, let's bring Borsting on, because I don't really think Board is fit enough at the moment. You'll be delighted to hear that he's certainly at least been offered a new contract, if not has actually already signed one. Actually, just during the middle of the game, let's go and have a look and see. Yes, his contract now expires in a couple of years' time, so he has signed a new deal. So hopefully he'll be happy about that. Right, let's just try and see this out a bit, shall we? Let's knock that up. Okay, throw out another bit of encouragement. I mean, it's not exactly been a highlight fest, but like I say, I am more than happy with that if it gets us through, which it has. Well, I mean, I know I made the crack about Scottish football when we got the draw, but I mean, we did again outplay them. So I think we've been the better side over both these legs. Now, I'm kind of hoping Glentoran have sprung an upset, because they must be easier than Estoril Praia, who are Portuguese. Nope, sadly Estoril Praia have won it. So we will have to play them. Let's just have a quick look where they are. They are 6th in the Portuguese top flight on alphabetical order, because of course their season hasn't started yet, has it? Right, what did they do last season? They finished 6th last season. Obviously way off the leaders. So they're a slightly above average Portuguese side. Okay, well, we know what we're in for. And that is coming up soon. So I suppose what we might well do is I will keep going with this series until certainly until we're out of Europe, which of course could be next episode. And then whenever we go out of Europe, we'll sort of gallop on to the end of the season and we'll wrap things up for this particular little series there, because obviously this was just a beta save, and there are things that have happened in it. The scouts thing has gone very badly wrong, and I don't even seem to be able to ask for any more. So I really don't know what we're going to do with that one. However, what I may do is then continue it on Twitch, and I've got a little bit of an idea of when I might do that. It might be a like once a week thing, because I can't spend too much time, but if it is going to be that, I want to do it for a long sort of period. At the moment in my head it's going to be Sunday mornings, but it will be for most of Sunday morning, and I get up quite early these days. So I might start quite early and then sort of go to about lunchtime until I get hungry enough to stop, effectively. But what I will say is that soon the main save for Football Manager 23 will be starting. I've got a few things to do. I need to sort out the title segment for the intro, and yeah, I've got to actually set up the save and everything. But I think it's going to be a fun one. It's something certainly I've never done before myself. I don't remember seeing any other YouTuber doing it. They may have done and I've just not found them, but certainly none of the major ones that I've seen have ever done it. And given who is involved, it could get quite tasty. That's all I'll say. But for now, we've had a taste of Europe. We've got through. We will have another taste in the next episode, and a lovely trip to Portugal, which should be nice and sunny at this time of year. So, thank you for joining me. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.